Welcome to your analytical problem solving course. We're going to start to learn programming, and I want to help you get started here in the first workshop. If we go to the course on the Learning Studio desktop, and I double click on that, and I go to workshop 1, and I drop down to the Dropbox assignment. In here, right there, is a link which I copied and pasted into my web browser, and I received a 60-day free trial to Visio. I recommend you do that if you don't want to buy it outright. It is going to make the course a little easier if you use Visio. So what I want to do is open Visio now and show you how to work it a little bit. Okay, so I'm clicking on that now to open it up, and let's just say I'm going to do one of the programs that's in chapter 1, a real simple one to get us started. So I just opened up a blank drawing. Now I need to go over and get the shapes that I want. So I click on this right here. Oops, let me try more shapes. There we go. Go down to flowchart, basic flowchart shapes. Those look a lot like what you'll find in chapter 1. So the programming exercise they did in workshop 1 is a pretty simple one for us to start on, but it's really to get us the hang of how to use Visio to make these charts. Okay, so let me go to first thing I always like to do on this is go to View, and right now I don't have Auto Connect selected, and that's okay. This will help me show you something. So I'm just going to left click this and drag over to here and let it go, and I've got my first of those, and that's the start. Then the next thing was to put in some data, so we'll put that there. Data is a parallelogram, and it's nice that they have it labeled here so you know. And then there's another rectangle, which is a process that we're going to do, and the next one is more data, this time outputted data, and then it ends. What's nice about Visio is they give you these labels to show you what those symbols are for. Okay, now I pretty much have it there. I don't have any lines connecting it though, so I could go to Home and go to Connector and draw that down, and I get a line. I'm just left clicking here. See, I got those spaced a little bit too far apart that time. That's okay, it still works. So what I have here now is a line. Now I've noticed that the line is not an arrow, and in the book it's an arrow. So let me select it and right click on it, and down here is Format Shape. So I go to Format Shape, the line, and I want an ending arrow. Here's ending arrow. Let me select that first one right there, and I just change it to an arrow. Now I can click on that, and I've got, whenever you click on it and have selected it, you see the little round connector points on the end of it. So now I go to Home up here on the screen and Format the Painter, double click Format Painter, and that duplicates the format that I just created for these lines. So now I have that done, and I need to turn the connector tool into a pointer tool now, or I need to go here, turn it off. There we go, pick a pointer tool, now back to my pointer tool. So now I need to write in these what I'm going to label them, and in order to do that I'm going to press at the same time Control Shift and left click. See that? Left click, that makes me magnify things so I can see them a little better. So it's Control Shift left click and I get magnification. Alright, now that I've got it magnified, let me go in here and double click the middle, and I get that cursor. That cursor is telling me I can type text in here, so I'm going to type in START, start, and then I'm going to go to the second one, and if you look in your book for the example in the book, this is input my number. Input my number. The next one is set my answer equal to my number times 2. Okay, and the next one is output my answer. Alright, and the last one is stop, S-T-O-P, stop. That's it. So that is the simple program that's defined in the first chapter, and I just want to show you how I do that on Visio. Now, another thing I want to show you, and I'm going to ask for another page. I'm going to insert a new page because I'm going to do this with the automatic connection on. Okay, so now I go back to View and I click Auto Connect. Alright, now I'm going to do the same problem that I just did, only a little bit faster because I've got Auto Connect on. I bring over that first symbol. Now look at those pointy arrow things. If I drag this down over that arrow, it gives me a choice of what I do next. I'm picking the parallelogram for data. I go down again, and this time it's a rectangle, and I go down again, parallelogram, and then I go down again, and it's the lozenge, which shows me start stop. So I've got the same thing. I did it a lot faster this time, and again my arrows need to be fixed by right clicking and go to format shape and ending arrow, pick an arrow, and then copy that format. So that is how you can do it much more quickly in Visio when you set it on automatic. So when you go on to your Visio, first place you got to visit is View. See if the connector is automatic connector is on or off. Auto connector. Here the auto connector has been selected on, and that's how I was able to do that so quickly. It spaces them out evenly for you and gives you the ability to just string them along. So that works out pretty good, and all the other things work. You can double click on it. Well, first of all, let me magnify it. That's control click, control shift, and then click, and it'll magnify. There it goes. I really magnified it that time. And so I can go in and look at what I have. Okay, now to get out of this magnification, I go Control Shift W, and it takes it back to where I was before. So that gives me the ability to magnify it so I can read what I'm doing when I'm typing in the text, and then I could take it back by saying Control Shift W. So it's Control Shift left click to magnify it, and Control Shift W to take it back. Okay, so that's how I handle that. Now in your homework assignments, it says that you should put your pseudocode in Word and do your flowcharts on Visio. But actually, you can do one or the other. You can do your code in Visio if you want, submit it to me, or you can do the flowchart and the code both in Word. But that's another video to show you how to do it in Word. But to put in the pseudocode here, I would go to insert a text box right here. There, and I just inserted a text box. Now everything is centered there. The wording is centered. So I right click because I want to make it work more like text. And I go to paragraph, and under paragraph right now it says the whole thing is centered. Well, I want it I want it left, and I want it up at the top. This is the way it would appear in Word. So by clicking that, I move that cursor up to the top left. And then I can type my pseudocode. S-T-A-R-T is the first one. Go down, indent a couple, and put in input my number. And then, whoops, I went too far there. Set my answer equals my number times 2. And then the next line is output my answer, and then the next line is a stop. So by doing that, and if on the first page I filled in all those same things on here, then I would have the figure that's in the text, which looks like that. And I did it all on Visio. Okay, you can do it. You can do your text on Word if you like, because with Word you can just type in right away. Okay, on Visio you cannot just type. You have to use that text box like I showed you. Okay, so that is why I think in the homework they're recommending that you use Word for the pseudocode, and that's totally up to you. Okay, so if you have any questions about this, you gotta let me know. You can come to the forum or send me an email, and I hope it helps get you started. Thanks.